Yo, 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 welcome back. Whoa. Am I a little off on the mic? Am I a little off? Does that sound good? Check, check.
You hear
Mic,
that buzzing?
Mic, check, check. I hear the buzzing, but is my mic, can you hear me well?
I can hear you good.
I don't know if I can hear myself that good. There we go. Now we're a little better? It's the same for you, but I just
better.
turned my mic up.
Yeah.
We're pros. We're pros podcasting this far in. Yeah, I think that sound normally kind of dies a little bit as we go.
Yeah. I don't know how.
I don't know, but either I just start like forgetting about
Tune
it.
it out, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I wish it wouldn't do that, but I don't think we got any options. So,
No.
Well, I guess we're live already. So, you want to make sure we're good on YouTube. Make sure
Yes.
we're not just recording an episode just to have to do it again in a little while.
You do the intro. I'll check that.
Yo, 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 welcome back to the Out the Box Show. I'm John Wallace alongside my co-host, James Luffy. And wow, James. I didn't think we'd ever make it here. I did not think that the Out the Box Show was going to get to this point. Episode 150. This is a very special episode for us. It's a milestone. It's a testament to the great fans and great friends that we have as part of this journey that we started over 3 years ago. We're gonna present some highlights from the past 150 episodes. I'm too lazy to cut up some clips and whatnot, but we're gonna remember some of it a little bit later on. Luffy, I do want to say it's been an absolute pleasure.
For sure.
And this train ain't stopping for
anybody. It's crazy.
I
I didn't realize how our Out the Box live stream is really not behind at all. Like it is very up to date. You know the lag you get when you're watching like a TV show or a football game?
Dude, you heard it. You heard it first here. Like when we say something, it goes directly to your ears. This is a very special episode for us. Like we said, NFL draft tonight. We're recording during the draft. Special Friday drop. Why not? Why not say, you know what? Friday is the best day of the week, in my opinion. And
you got game day. It's game day this week.
Game day. We got to do it. We got to get ready for Lsu-Bama at the box this weekend. Luffy, you and I are trying to go to, I think, 2 out of the 3 games. Maybe we might do a 3-peat.
Possibly.
We are going to have a tailgate on Saturday. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. But all in all, it's just a great time of the year. I know we say that kind of a lot, but like it really does feel like it. I mean, we had the spring game this past weekend. We had LSU sweeping Ole Miss. We have, I don't know, Livy Dunn going to the SI swimsuit.
SI deal.
I mean, like it's all a big deal. And LSU
we got
sports,
Haley Van Lith,
LSU women's basketball. Like,
am I saying that right?
I don't know.
We gotta figure that out.
I don't know how else you would say it.
HVL.
Von Life. HVL. I like HVL.
You like that?
High. I was thinking like high low, but like she could run it either way. But anyway, all that to say, we have a packed show for you guys. Cannot wait to get to it. I want to give a shout out to the Boot Crew Media Network. This time of year, they are going to have tons of NFL draft coverage throughout the NFL draft throughout the weekend. That is their specialty. Chris Rosvoglu, I can't pronounce his name, but if you search Saints Twitter for any information on the draft, he is going to be right on top of it. He is fantastic at reporting on the Saints. He's huge, honestly. Also want to give a huge shout out to Chris Calderera for putting up an article addressing the problems facing the LSU baseball team at this point in the season. I know we just swept Ole Miss, but there are some unanswered questions that need to be answered. And Chris is not afraid to answer the hard-hitting questions. Make sure to check him out on Boot Crew Media, social media pages, and at bootcrewmedia.com. Also, you know what time is the best time of year, Luffy?
This time of year.
Summertime. Well, this time
This
of
is
year,
spring or summer right
this
now.
time, well, no,
I was trying to think.
nah,
What are we
nah.
considering this?
I'm jumping the gun.
Your
I'm
summer?
jumping the gun.
Okay.
It's summertime. If I could live life in summertime, would
It's
be.
summer when it can't possibly get cold again, you know?
I was
and
a
you
little
think we're
chilly
there?
today. I was a little chilly today,
Really?
but
You must have been inside.
no, I was outside. It was a little like dreary kind of rain.
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
But
Well, after
but
the rain.
anyway, it's summertime when I no longer have to question whether I need to wear sleeves or not during the day. And I didn't wear sleeves today. I was a little
Dang.
chilly, but I still didn't question it. It only has to do with that second or two that you're like, oh, do I need a jacket before you leave your house to go do whatever you got to do? So it is summertime. I'm officially declaring it summertime. I'm tired of this whole spring deal. Sweet summertime, sweet summertime. All right. Blaine Loop with Keller Williams Realty is no longer a thing anymore. Blaine has left Keller Williams Realty. He wants you to know that he has joined Louisiana's newest premier brokerage, Forte Realty. Forte Realty is a group of young realtors ready to take the state by storm to assist you with all of your real estate needs. With the new resources being made available to him at Forte, Blaine is even better equipped to get you the house of your dreams. Blaine wants to be your friend, your neighbor, and your agent. You can call or text him at any time at 504-858-0031 for all your housing needs. Blaine is a night owl and an early bird. He will answer the call for you because his main goal is to help you out. Make sure to hit him up. Forte Realty is an equal opportunity housing partner, each office independently owned and operated. Hit up Blaine. He's a good dude. He's been my realtor for real estate transactions in the past. 504-858-0031 for all your housing needs. And Luffy, I want to go ahead and start this episode off. You're still playing hurt.
Yep.
I made a fatal mistake earlier. I got to your house.
Yep.
I was watching the draft, and I cracked. I said, you know what? For episode 150, I'm buying some tall boys. I got some tall boys of Coors Light, and I was hoping that you would want one, but you are playing hurt.
Yep.
You have been for the past few weeks, but I want to give a toast. And the fatal mistake that I made was, and I said this right after I did it, I wanted to crack the beer on the podcast.
That's right.
Like to let everybody know that it's a celebration.
He is
It's
actually
time.
drinking. He's not faking it.
Well, you're right. And that's the thing. Like, I don't want people to think I'm some sort of fraud. So all that to say, cheers, Luffy. Episode
Cheers.
150 of the Out the Box podcast. Cannot believe we made it. But
We're coming off a prediction of both of us saying sweep for the weekend. I
went on
predicted
record.
my first sweep.
I went on
Yeah,
record.
same.
No, I go on record a lot.
Yeah, you go.
being that
We
have a
go on
podcast.
record every week, but this was my first predicted sweep. I think second. I think I was wrong on one of the series.
You wouldn't have
but-
thought that late Sunday in the game.
No, I mean you definitely wouldn't have thought that
Before Mr. Treminsky
Travinsky. Yeah,
stepped up to the plate in was it the ninth or was it the eighth? Ninth inning, top of the ninth.
Last
Top of the ninth.
out.
It's a 3-run bomb over the left field fence.
Yeah.
It was absolutely electric. We are going to get to it. But before we get to that, we got to start with the Friday game.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's a series. And LSU took care of business. LSU went into the series 32-7, 12-5 in conference play. They were 8-2 on their away record. I think that was important to note, given that we went up to Swayze Field. The game got pushed back to, I think, 8 p.m. It was originally supposed to start at 6:30.
Yeah.
LSU finally got to play and won by a score of 7-3 on 7 hits and 1 error, while the Rebels of Ole Miss scored 3 runs on 4 hits, 3 errors. Paul Skeens did his typical 6-inning outing.
Yep.
He was a little off. He only had 11 strikeouts instead of 12, which was average.
The fastball was his go-to pitch because the slider, the off-speed stuff wasn't working as well. And he gave up the 1 home run. I mean, he still struck out a bunch of people, and he's an elite player even when he's having an off night. So he still goes out there and gives you that 6 innings, which is most important with how thin the bullpen is now.
117 pitches
Yeah.
on Friday night. Absolutely
And
dominant.
Jay
outing.
Johnson's letting him go.
He did give up 3 runs. They were all earned. Only walked 3 and had 11 strikeouts. I mean, as long as this LSU team is hitting the way that they do on Friday night, like it is your best foot forward, right?
Yeah.
Like it is. I don't see a scenario in which you could put a better foot forward going
Yeah,
into a series.
and really, as we get closer to the postseason, that we're gonna have to win that first game in the regional, in the super regional, because it allows you, so much freedom in the back end with your pitching.
Yes, it was a pretty much close game. It was 2-3 heading into the top of the fifth, and then Tommy White hits a grand slam. It was absolutely electric, and I'm going to put a title on LSU baseball after we kind of talk about the Saturday game, but I tweeted it on Saturday after a certain event happened that is pretty rare in baseball, and it seems to have happened a lot during this LSU baseball season. A couple things other to note, just miscellaneous items. Furness for Ole Miss,
got the home run off.
He literally
future
has,
Tiger,
3-run home run off of Skeens, which that actually makes it look better for Skeens. Like he gave up 3 runs, 3 of them earned, but they were all on one pitch. You know what I'm saying? So it's not as like.
But you could tell his command was a little off. You said 3 walks. He doesn't typically walk more than one guy in a game.
Yeah, and I mean, for those that don't know, this is Eddie Furness's son, who is the all-time hitting leader. Did Antoine pass him up?
Yeah, I guess Antoine passed him up.
But either way, second time all hitting leader for LSU. So hard-fought battle. Paul Skeens got it done. I don't think he's pitched any less than 6 innings in a start this season.
Well, the one that got delayed in the rain.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Because he would have gone 6 innings, and we probably would have won that game against South Carolina. But all that to say, LSU nabs game 1 against the Ole Miss Rebels at Swayze Field. Game 2, 2 p.m. Saturday. The attendance is actually very similar, and I know you're pretty passionate about this, Luffy. Like the attendance at Swayze Field was 11,661, comparable to LSU. Yeah. Not as much.
They're having a down year. I mean, you would have seen a lot more people there this weekend. The game got delayed on the first game, and then so I saw some pictures from the stands in that game, and it looked like about half the normal crowd, probably because of the delay. It was raining, it was cold, and Ole Miss has 3 SEC wins on the season. So, but yeah, they still will show out. Obviously, big weekend with Morgan Wallen there.
Yes, and man, I think we do need to talk about that.
He's losing his voice about
Leah,
like me.
Leah Van was quite upset that she wasn't able to attend the Morgan.
Shout out
concert.
Leah.
Shout out Leah. Fantastic reporting.
Yeah.
I get most of my stats and info from her on Twitter.
I like how she just tweets that out, and it's it was. I mean, it had 100,000 views in 5 minutes. Because I think she was the first one tweeting it out. I think everybody else was just pissed, but she's like, well, I'm going to keep doing my job, tweets it out, and it goes viral.
She's not quick on the trigger, but she's right there, ready to go with any information that she has. And that's why she's done so well covering the Tigers. Game 2, LSU wins by a score of 8-4. 8 hits, 1 error for the Tigers, while the Rebels had 6 hits and 1 error. This first 2 innings of this game were absolutely electric. I was actually at my sister's house boiling crawfish. We had the game on, and I looked at my brother-in-law and I said, Crew's about to put this one out. 2-run bomb. Next pitch. Not kidding. Whatever. It wasn't like I was calling a home run on every pitch, whatever, but had a feeling Cruz was going to put one out. Second inning comes up. Cruz grand slam. At that point, top of the second, 6-0. Cruz to Ole Miss.
Yeah, he's the real deal. He is the best player in the country. I mean, Skip Berman said the other day that he was the best LSU baseball player ever to play here. That's someone who's seen, I think, most every great player. Bregman is the one he didn't, but he still was there watching every game pretty much. So, that's a big enough statement for us not to really have to say anything beyond that. But he takes every at bat so separate. If he has to take a walk or they're not going to pitch to him, he'll take the walk. This is the most impressive thing about him. And then he'll hit the home run, and then he's just able to go back up there and hit another home run. Doesn't have the first one, in mind at all. Not that he's even trying to do that. He would have taken a walk there if they wouldn't have given him something to hit. But he hits it out.
He's like an Etch-a-Sketch. Like he like sketches up his at bat, and then he does the thing where it comes down and it erases the whole thing, and then he's just ready to go to sketch up another home run.
It's like
he's sketchy.
He's on to the next at bat and everything.
On to the next one.
Yeah, on to the next one. He really like, the most frustrated I've ever seen him is probably this past weekday game against Nichols. But we'll get to that eventually.
We will definitely.
But yeah, this was Ty Floyd day.
Yes, and I think this is kind of the it doesn't answer every single question that we've had about the pitching staff, but it gives LSU fans a little bit of a reprieve and a sigh of relief. Ty Floyd went 8 1/3.
Yeah, and we talked about that. We're like, if Ty Floyd can go back up there this week, this is a confidence week. He's struggled the last few outings, but we're still winning games with him. They're going to keep running him out there, and he really does do a great job of giving you innings, and he was just really on with the fastball. And when he's not walking guys, really when he's locating his pitches and not walking guys, it's really effective and like pitch to some contact, and he gets through, the entire game pretty much for us.
How many walks did he have in 8 1/3?
I think he only had one.
Yeah. One. Yeah. 8 strikeouts.
He was really good.
Gave up 3 runs, 3 earned, 5 hits.
And that's
so what?
Yeah.
So what?
You can give up 5 hits. Yeah. Like you can do that. I mean, he was good, and I'm happy for him because he's the guy who, like, you hear the press conferences, he's like, I give up some runs sometimes, but like he's also like, it's all right. It's part of baseball. Like, I'm going to keep going out there. I'm not giving up.
Well, and that's what you mentioned last week about guys like Riley Cooper who kind of pitched to contact and let their team make plays. Yeah. Like there's a fine line between Skeens, who is trying to strike out 12, 13 guys a game, and a guy that has to have command of his pitches and find the spots. And so what if he hits a pop out, or so what if a grounder to third, like it's going to happen. But as long as they put the ball in play, we have the guys to make the plays to get outs that we need. Another notable thing, Ackenhausen came in to close out the game in the 9th, pitched 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 run, pitched 14 pitches, but it's just good to see him back after the hamstring injury.
Yeah, get him back out there, get him some work. It was good, came in and we won the game. So
especially on the road.
Yeah.
Too. Beloso also had a home run.
Yeah, he
shout that out.
He's been and he had another one in the weekday game.
Yeah.
So he's been on fire. He's been really good for us, and I'm extremely happy for Cade.
Something to note also, I got it written down here. I didn't see it at first, but the only 3 runs that Ty Floyd gave out was a 3-run home run. So literally one pitch that was not on in for a total of 111 pitches. I mean, like, taking care of business. If he can do, he doesn't have to even do that every Saturday. All he's got to do is just eat up some innings.
And he is kind of due for that home run. You just really hope it's a solo shot.
So
you hope, and if you give you that many innings, then that's great.
So that home run was given up in the 6th.
Yeah, it was later in the inning. I watched most of the game. So
LSU baseball scores. They scored in the first inning in every game of this series, I believe. Yes, they did.
Yeah,
they scored at least 1 run in the first inning.
We did struggle, which is crazy because we did struggle offensively in this series. We struck out 38 times. That's way too many. You can't strike out that many times. That number should be a lot lower, and didn't hit. I think our team average during the game, halfway through the game on Sunday, was like right around 200. That's not very good. So we did struggle a little bit at the plate. Pitching staff kind of came up big for us, and then Travinsky at the end in this game we're got to talk about, and I feel like that's the biggest thing we need to talk about from this game. We did have a good outing from Christian Little.
Yes,
he came in and he pitched 5 1/3.
Yes, 5 1/3. Gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts, which maybe could have had a couple more here and there, but pitched 87 pitches, and
it's just a command thing for him too. Yeah,
8 up innings, dude. Yeah. His like demeanor on the mound is exactly what you need from your Sunday guy. Like, he's an intimidating dude. I can imagine if I was coming up to the plate, I'd be intimidated. He throws hard, but it's all about, like you said, locating, finding the strike zone, and so what? He gave up 6 hits, but he put the ball in play. And granted, we were losing at late into the game, but just to know a guy can like you're going to need your bullpen in Omaha. Knowing a guy that can go in there and you can trust him for 5 innings on a Sunday, that's pretty nice.
And I do like him starting. I feel like he's more comfortable starting and really kind of getting into the flow of the game. And that maybe calms him down a little bit when he comes out of the pen, he's maybe too juiced up and he's not able to settle down and locate. That's when he tends to struggle. But it was a positive outing for him for sure.
I agree with that. LSU game 3. Was 1:30 p.m. start, kind of the same attendance, had over 10,000 there. LSU ended up winning by a score of 7-6. LSU had 13 hits. Ole Miss had 11. And this game was kind of back and forth. LSU jumped out early to a 1-0 lead. You kind of move through the game. And, I don't want to get bogged down in the details of the game. You got to see Little. You got to see Javen Coleman come in. He pitched 2 innings. Kind of got hit around a little bit, gave up 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 earned, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout, threw about 29, or no, he did throw 29 pitches. Bryce Collin came in, Riley Cooper, Gavin Guidry. It was kind of a whole staff day short of Little throwing 5 1/3. But like you said, the big story of the game is Hayden Trubisky coming in as a pinch hitter. He had played the game before. He played the previous game, but he had not played it all that day. And Ole Miss had done the same thing. They put in a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 8th, and he hit a 2-run home run over the wall. And then all of a sudden, LSU staring at a 6-4 deficit heading into the 9th, and Travinsky just comes up. He had 2 strikes. I don't know if it was I don't think it was an 0-2 count, but
I think it was 1-2.
His back was against the wall, and look, I'm an honest guy. You know me as an honest guy, right? I was watching the game. I got frustrated. I actually, to fill everybody in, I went to Academy that morning because I had a gift card. I bought a shirt. I got home. I tried it on. It was too small. I'm not about like going into the changing room at Academy to try on a shirt. I just said, you know what?
You couldn't tell though?
It looked like it was going to fit. And okay. Also,
what kind of shirt? Like a polo?
It was a Magellan. It was a Magellan polo. I've just been needing a few more polos.
Yeah, I feel that. You can't have enough.
I mean, you got to be comfortable. I mean, that's what you're in all day. But so I went to Academy. I bought it, and I'm like, okay. So I tried it on when I got home. I was like, this thing fits perfect. And then my dad goes, what about when you wash it? And it was like 100% cotton. So I was like, nope.
It was a cotton one? You got to know better than that.
Dude, I like the way cotton feels.
I do too, but it's harder to like tuck them in these days.
It's so difficult.
Yeah.
So difficult. If anybody else has this issue, please let me know. Like, let me know kind of what your strategy is whenever you're buying a polo shirt or a.
Well, the cotton ones I think are meant to be wear untucked because they're always shorter.
Dude, I can't. I'm not trying to wear a crop top to work, dude. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
If it shrinks,
yeah, I know, but like,
look, I don't think it's a secret.
But then you just wear it on the weekend untucked.
Even then, dude,
you're always tucked.
No, I don't tuck. I don't tuck my shirt in.
You don't have to tuck your shirt in
at work. I do.
That's what I'm saying.
But as soon as 5:30 rolls around, I untuck it. Right. Anyway, LSU. Is down 6-4 heading into the 9th. I was like, you know what? I need to return this. I want to get this done. I'd like to wear the shirt this week. And I went to Academy, and I'm listening on the radio, and I'm like, oh, my God. Okay, we got our backs against the wall. Travinsky's coming up, who, look, I know he's a scrappy guy, but he hadn't played as much as your everyday starters. He played the day before. He comes in as a pinch hitter, and you just hear Chris Blair, he goes, it's going. The only question is it fair? Is it fair? And then he's like, yes, it is. And it's like,
well, it better. He pimped the shit out of that ball, so it better have been fair. Just off his reaction, you immediately think it's like gone. I was listening on radio. I listened to the whole game pretty much on the radio,
which I was so upset. Like, I know that this LSU team has the potential to come back. They've done it multiple times this season. The Grand Slams have been out of control.
Losing the lead in that inning though was crushing.
But I mean, you gotta No,
on that.
right.
Yeah.
Well, right. And I kind of forget what the sequence was that led to that, but we were winning heading into the sixth inning. It was 5-2. Ole Miss got one in the sixth, one in the seventh, and I believe it was on some kind of funky stuff
Yeah.
that happened. It doesn't even matter. This kind of resiliency. One, we had already won the series, but I mean, do you realize how rare it is, like, for a pinch hitter to come in and hit a home run? Like, that doesn't happen. Like, that's the type of Warren Morris stuff that goes on.
I just want to talk about Travinsky for a second because he could have transferred, knowing probably two guys were in front of him.
Yes.
A little bit older in his career, but he wanted to stay at LSU, and he really, hasn't played consistently this year. And he gets a shot with Brady Neal out and with Alex Milazzo needing some rest. And so he's played actually a couple games. He's started the weekday game, but he gets a shot and, comes through in a big moment. And then again, after the game, he says, it's not about me. It's about the team. Like, it's why I came back and wanted to play here this year. So that's kind of rare it's super rare. This is 80 something kids that are transferring in and out of like Colorado. It's like that the transfer portal now, like, for,
I mean, he's the third guy catcher.
Yeah.
He's the third guy. Like, third string
in
catcher
in his junior season.
Yeah.
Like, in his junior season. If he was a sophomore, it's like, well, that may have been a little early. You still have time to develop. But, like, by your junior season, it's rare to see someone stay like that. So, shout out to him.
Props to him. And, I just wish I wish at some point in my life I could feel a feeling like that, like hitting a 3-run. It wasn't a walk-off, but it basically was, because there was no way after that deflation of Ole Miss that LSU wasn't going to win that game. So, props to Travinsky. Props to our relievers that came in. I think Coleman's got a little bit of work to do just to get back. I think putting him in.
Yeah, he may have just been in there a little too long, a little tired.
Yeah, I mean, put him in meaningful innings. Let him get some work on the road, like tough spot. Cruz had 3 hits. Dugas kind of struggled at the plate this weekend a little bit. He had 3 strikeouts in 2 games.
Dugas did struggle a little bit. Looked a little injured.
Tommy
White came out of the game, which
that's a little concerning.
He's fine. He maybe will play this weekend. Jay Johnson said today. That's the injury update. And Trey might play. He did not play Wednesday night.
Yeah, I think Tuesday that might have been giving him a little rest. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thompson kind of struggled at the plate the first 2 games. Ended up coming back, had 2 hits in game 3. So nothing to be concerned about there.
Too many strikeouts is the big thing for me. What did I say? 38 strikeouts? That's just way too many.
Yeah. So there's definitely issues, and Chris Calderera definitely addressed them in his article this past weekend. Great article.
Go read Chris's article.
Check it out. Like, I had somebody tell me the other day that we need to be paying him a lot of money, and I said, to which my response was, if I pay him a lot of money, then I don't make a ton of money on the podcast.
Yeah, it's true.
So
I'm gonna afford his.
If you know, right?
His next cake bet.
Right. I mean, we are 1-0 on cake bets, right?
1-0 lifetime.
Shout out. No, but Chris Calderera does a great job. Like, Chris was trying to tell me he was texting me. He's like, yeah, like he goes, I was trying to get the article into y'all. Like,
Chris is going to be coming on soon.
Yeah, he is. I need to hit him up about that, but
he doesn't know yet, but he will be.
But Chris was texting me about, like, putting together an article. He said, I said, yeah, dude, I understand writing articles is very difficult and getting your stats together. And he's like, I don't know how y'all do it, like, talking on the podcast. And I'm like, Chris, writing an article is way harder for me than
I tried to write one time. I got like 1 sentence in and I quit. I wasn't even finished with the sentence.
You have to. It's a certain type of dedication. You have to be a poet.
Yeah,
like, you have to be a poet. But I think, long story short, you and I called a sweep.
Yeah, we did.
Not that it was like that outrageous of a prediction, but when you look at it in hindsight, we were supposed to lose.
If you would have told me we struck out 38 times, I would have said we lost.
But then we lose. We were supposed to lose on Sunday.
Yes.
Like, the game was over.
Yes.
We were dead to rights.
It was a good beat for us, not a bad beat.
John Stradamus.
Yeah. He's back.
What's your name?
He's back. I don't know. But if you need somebody who knows everything about the business, you call Martine at Workbox. If you need a porta potty, storage container, portable office, luxury restroom rentals, a roll-off dumpster after you're redoing your house you buy from Blaine, Call Martina Workbox. It's 225-343-4886. Call Martina Workbox. Roll-off dumpster, luxury restroom rental, porta potties, storage containers, cleanest porta potties in the business. Call Martina Workbox. It's 225-343-4886.
All right,
Nichols.
We're on a little bit of a skid.
We're on a midweek skid.
Schedule.
Not gonna say I saw it coming though.
I think
but I did say that
screwed.
we had some coming. Yeah.
I think we're screwed. I think we're toast. I think Omaha.
Yep. Season over.
I think you can kiss it goodbye.
It also does suck. I mean, I think we knew this by now. Chase Shores is out. Had TJ.
Yeah, I think that's. I think everybody kind of
knew that. Yeah, I don't want to harp on that because it's sad, but
yeah, you just gotta hope that Edwards and Ackenhausen can kind of come back, and that Javen Coleman can kind of sink into the rhythm as he kind of works his way back. But yeah, terrible loss, hard throwing, freaking dude. Like, it was awesome to watch him pitch. He's going to be an absolute stud for this LSU team. It does kind of stink that it came at this point in the season, so it might kind of bleed into next season. But you gotta take it as it comes. He's a hell of a competitor.
Really hoping Edwards is able to come back and doesn't have to have Tommy Johns.
So he was throwing
the football, yeah.
He was throwing
that. I mean, they must be testing it and trying to see if it'll heal.
Yeah, I don't like the word testing it because that just leads you to believe that there is a problem. But we'll go ahead and move on to the Nichols game. LSU, as everybody knows, dropped it by a score 6-5.
A little sloppy defensively, a little sloppy on the base pads. They had kind of some crazy breaks.
It was a weird game.
We didn't really have our starting lineup. I don't want to go too much.
No, I don't want to either. I just want to talk about the two.
There was a fight with some Nichols guys and the police officers.
I did not know that.
In the suites.
I did not know that.
Yeah, McCain was there. He told me.
Wow.
There's an article about it. The guy got he spent the night in jail.
Wow.
Or
did not know that.
Yeah.
So a few things to note. Thatcher Hurd went 4 innings. He gave up 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Not a bad performance by him. The base running, I think that's just kind of a lazy Tuesday night thing. Napolt, the bases were loaded, and he overran the runner at third, ending the game. Didn't tag up. Whatever. That ball could have easily dropped into the outfield. That's just something that happens in baseball. Another weird play was whenever the Nichols runner on third came home and the catcher dropped the ball, and then Bryce Collins, I believe it was, went to go tag him because Jay Johnson ran out of the dugout, and then the guy on second ran to third, and then he ran home to score. So it was just very weird game. And like you said, the bragging rights are in Nichols' corner, and that's fine. You can go ahead and do it.
I don't understand why he should have been running to go touch him. He should have immediately picked up the ball, but he should have stayed there because that guy has to come back and tag the plate.
Sure, but I think it was just a weird play. Jay Johnson ran out of the dugout and was running towards the guy, and he was kind of telling him to go tag him. But Lynn Rollins kind of explained the rule, which every chance you get, got to shout him out. It's when the runner gives up on the play. That's pretty much when they're considered out. So he gave up and started running to the dugout. Yes, the guy shouldn't have run, but the ump should have called time, and that way the runner on third wouldn't have been able to advance to home plate. So anyway, weird game. Doesn't matter so much as far as that's not a blanket statement saying that midweek games don't matter, but
look, they matter to Jay Johnson. He was on out the boxes off the bench this morning. And he said that he was not happy about the game. He, after he got off, T-Bob was like, yeah, you could tell he was really pissed when I asked about that midweek game. Like, he did not want to lose that. They treated it as an elimination game, like a Monday game in a regional. Tried to win the game, and he did not want to hear T-Bob's excuses about some guys being out, but yeah.
Well, that's what Jay Johnson does. I mean, he treated this past weekend with Ole Miss as we're playing the defending champs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Jay Johnson is I love his just even keeled nature. Like it's just this like confident seriousness at all times.
Yeah. I would like to see him get more mad at the umps, but I love that. I love seeing a coach get mad at the ump.
I do too. I do too, but it's his style, you know. And I think it has worked for him thus far. So yeah,
every once in a while you got to lose your shit though.
I agree. So I think to kind of update on LSU's overall record, I believe if my math is correct, we are 35-8 now on the season in regular season play.
Yeah. And
we are 15-5.
Number 1 in the nation, which I don't know if we mentioned. I think everybody knows that.
I think everybody should know
because
we're number 1 in the nation. We'll let Nichols have their bragging rights and whatnot. If you would have bet on Nichols on Tuesday night, you probably could have won a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm sure the DraftKings Sportsbook had that. Yeah. Make sure to download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. Use promo code BOOT, bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. 21 plus restrictions apply. See show notes for details. All right, Luffy. Alabama is coming to town this weekend. Yeah. I'm predicting back-to-back sweeps. Alabama is 29-12 on the season, 9-9 in SEC play. They are coming off a series win at Missouri, who swept Tennessee earlier this year, who Tennessee just swept Vandy.
Yep.
South Carolina swept Florida this past weekend. A lot of sweeps going on. A lot of broomsticks running across the floor. Very wild weekend of baseball.
South Carolina was kind of okay. Now we're really legit. You can't say anything about a series for sure.
Yeah,
because the funky series with us.
I'm not afraid of anybody. Delayed. I'm not afraid of anybody, but if I were to be afraid of anybody, South Carolina would be the one that would concern me to square up against. At this point. So Bama is third in the SEC West. An update on the SEC standings. LSU leads the SEC West, followed by Arkansas, then Alabama. The SEC East is South Carolina, Vandy, and Kentucky. I'm predicting another sweep. We're coming back to the box. We're having a tailgate on Saturday. 150th episode of the Out the Box podcast. What more to motivate the LSU baseball team to a sweep than all of those reasons mentioned? The weather's going to be all right. Friday afternoon is going to look pretty good. Saturday, there's a couple, scattered showers and whatnot. Not worried about that at all. And then I think Sunday looks good as well. I think it said a 0% chance of rain the last time I checked. But this is where LSU needs to kick it into high gear. I want to see a repeat performance by Ty Floyd and Christian Little this weekend. I think that's the most important thing. You're going to get 6 innings out of Paul Skeens. You're going to get 11, 12 strikeouts, unless some sort of freaky stuff happens and whatnot tomorrow night, Friday night, tonight, whatever you want to call it. I want to see Gavin Dugas settling back in after his little absence from injury. I want to see
Tommy White back healthy.
Tommy White getting back to where he's supposed to be. I think Pearson did a decent job filling in right when Joe Bear went to third. That was kind of a little notable that Joe Bear went to third. I want to see Trey Morgan in left. I want to see
maybe
Bear
Kling.
Jones at
first. Give me Kling back out there.
Kling, I think
he's got a couple more weeks.
Still kind of recovering. But yeah, I want to see a repeat of this past weekend minus us losing in the late innings on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a veteran team, a team that was solid and then struggled a little bit in the beginning of SEC play, kind of heating up as of late. They've won 5 of their last 6 SEC games. So they must have this week the week before this past weekend. But they are a veteran team, a solid team. Maybe don't have the top-end talent like LSU, but has the ability to come in here and win a series.
I mean, we just got beat by Nichols. So we can be beat.
Got to clean some of the sloppy mistakes up, but I think we'll win this series 2-1.
No, I'm staying with it. I'm going with the sweep.
You go with that sweep every weekend.
No, just like usual. Look, I ain't taking
we are much better. We play to our potential. Than
I ain't taking any prisoners. We're
You're sweeping.
pumping our SEC schedule up. We're gonna be the first in the SEC standings.
It would be nice. That'd probably lock us up for or close to for a top 8 seed.
We're Grand Slam U. We are Grand Slam U. Do you know that? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do.
2 Grand Slams in one game.
We are great. We are.
Joe Bear in white a few weeks ago. Was it Joe Bear in white?
Yeah.
Cruz, white again.
Yep.
No, it was Dugas and Joe Bear.
Dugas hit
it was
one.
Dugas and Joe Bear.
Dugas hit that one. Yeah.
Grand Slam U.
Yeah.
Name another university that's Grand Slam U.
I can't.
By default, it's us.
Yep.
Just had to get that. Had to get that out there. All right, Saturday, we're tailgating.
Yeah, we are.
We're throwing a celebration for the 150th episode.
And Rory
of the
possibly back.
Possibly. Rory and
possibly
first time you and I get to meet John James,
Crane,
Webster, Luke,
Luffy Wallace
Jr., John James. Yeah, that'd be good if we started John James and then we went Luffy Wallace because that.
I thought you usually went Crane, John James.
Well, no, his first name was going to be John James,
yeah.
But then that messes up his actual name, which is Crane. He's kind of like one of those where you're, like, I don't know, like Robert. Some people call Robert Sticks. Some people call like Williams, Trays, things like that. I don't know. We're going to get a trait with Rory. Rory said he might be coming by. I could not be more excited. First time me and you get to meet Mr. Crane, Webster, Luke. It's going to be a time. We're going to do a pastelaya, and we're gonna have some drinks and whatnot, and we're gonna get out there about 2 on Saturday. That sound good to you, Luffy? You want to get out there at like 8 a.m.? You want to get out there at 8 a.m.?
You will be out there at 8.
Yeah. We'll be getting ready for the tailgate for 6 hours. But yeah, come out and see us. Like we literally say it every week, but we want to see you guys there. Our supporters, the reason we do this. Get a bowl of pastelaya and let's go watch LSU beat Bama. The reason we picked this series, 1, is that it's a 6 o'clock game on a Saturday, and 2, that it's always great to watch Bama lose.
Yeah, no doubt.
So come on out and see us. All right.
Haley Van Lith, Tigers.
Haley Van Lith, Tigers.
You know where she's going to be going out to? House in Tigerland. Shout out Jeff and Casey.
Tigerland. Shout out Jeff and Casey. We just got a new sponsorship.
I saw Jeff reposted it on his story.
Yes, we just got a renegotiated deal with
Tailgate sponsored by
Casey and Jeff from the House Bar in Tigerland. Shout out to the House Bar in Tigerland. Make sure to get out there. It's graduation. Graduation's coming up. Can't believe it.
Yes.
All those young guns.
Maybe I'll be making it appear my little brother's graduating, so maybe we'll be house Fred.
Can you believe that? I might go out there just to celebrate your brother graduating. House Bar in Tigerland. I don't even need an excuse to go. I just like to go. But shout out to the guys over there. They've been so good to us. They've been with us from the beginning, like since the beginning. I mean, it's crazy. Like the mics we're talking into, they helped us out with, and they're always willing to help out. Maybe they're going to come by the tailgate. I'd imagine. I'm sure Casey's going to come by, but I'm hoping Jeff comes by too. But we're looking forward to a great Saturday. And this tailgate is going to be sponsored by the House Bar in Tigerland because they've been with us for so long. Make sure to follow them on social media at House in Tigerland, also at thehouseintigerland.com. All right, Luffy. So, little women's basketball making power moves.
The transfer from Louisville. She was the number 1 transfer in the portal, averages like 20 points a game. She's her, as the kids are saying.
It's just insane. Like,
and they're still going after that DePaul girl too.
So Kim Mulkey is making these kind of power moves, which we already had the number 1 recruiting class coming in next year, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we have the number 1. Yeah, Michaela Williams
recruiting class. But
and the number one player, I believe.
So we have that, and then you bolster that by our transfer game and whatnot. And Kim Mulkey's like firing on all cylinders to redo the BMAC. Like, it's insane. Like,
it has to be redone. We've
everybody's
talked about
been
this on
talking
this
about it.
podcast
Yes.
1,000 times
Yes.
almost. It's and they've got to do that, and they got to put a student section, a real student section in the box, and make that place more homey.
More homey. I like that. No, yeah, I mean, like,
it feels too minor league-ish to me. Almost.
That's what it feels like. Like, it's such a great feeling that every like sport, it's the alignment that Brian Kelly mentioned so many times. Like, every LSU sport is good. Livy Dunn, swimsuit edition. Congratulations, that's awesome.
I see that in your notes down there.
That was not in my notes. I actually didn't know that until you mentioned
on your phone
earlier. No, that's a text from Creel. But yeah, I mean, what a great time to be an LSU fan. You want to give a few thoughts on the spring game before we head out of here? I think Kyron Lacey, his catch and touchdown run was incredible.
Yeah.
I think my notes from the spring game are that, Jaden Daniels looked all right. The thing about Nussmeier, and I'm not dogging on him because I'm not as like educated as I should be on quarterback play and whatnot, but it just feels like he's kind of a first option guy. Like, it feels like he's just ready to throw a zinger to the first option. Not to say he doesn't read or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, from a surface level, and like I said, like, the spring game is not. It is an indication of how the season's going to go, but it doesn't tell you everything. I believe in Nussmeier, and I believe he's a great quarterback, and I believe he's a gunslinger and can help us win games, and I wish him the best. I don't know. It felt like Jaden Daniels wasn't that accurate either, but at the same time, his strength is being able to escape pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to watch the spring game. I watched like the highlighted, all the plays cut up. I thought Jaden looked pretty accurate. I thought he looked solid, and I'm excited about him this year. I really am. Yeah. And as far as spring game goes, I would say that my big notes were just the weaknesses. At cornerback, obviously, it doesn't seem like we have a star running back that's healthy currently that played in the spring. And then, really thin at tight end. Obviously, Mason Taylor should be back, but it's Mason Taylor and a bunch of freshmen there, so you really hope he can stay healthy throughout the year. Maybe they go get a portal tight end. Maybe they don't. Yeah, 3 freshmen coming in, and then Mason Taylor. So, and then worried about the secondary as a whole. So, and the D line, if they can get back healthy, they'll be solid.
Kyron Lacey again.
Yeah,
that catch was awesome. One-handed snag and then sprints for the end zone. I kind of like the format that they did for the spring game. I mean, it was almost like a practice.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when we went to practice,
it was practice. Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't risk the injuries or the heat out there. Not that it was that hot in April, but I like the format. So, Luffy,
go Tigers.
You got anything else? Any other mini segments to add?
No.
Before I get all sentimental?
No.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. We cannot thank y'all enough. This is episode 150 of the Out the Box podcast. Never would have thought ever when we were sitting there recording the first episode that we would have gotten this far. We are going to celebrate this weekend. We're going to have a tailgate. Please come out and see us. We're really looking forward to it. Pastalaya. I'm going to be making it. So if it sucks, don't tell me. And if it's good, let me know. But yeah, I mean, I just, I've been thinking about it since, for the past few weeks, knowing episode 150 was coming up. Thought about some of the special moments that we've had doing this podcast and all the fun we've had, whether it be in interviewing Joey Chestnut in this very room, whether it be some of our friends organizing a signed Out the Box flag for us to fly at tailgates, whether it be the House Bar in Tigerland, whether it be the late nights, doing live out the box inboxes. It's been an absolute ride, and we are having a fantastic time doing this. And you know, now I'm gonna stop before things go south. But Luffy, I really do.
Shout out
I
to all of
really,
our friends and our sponsors for sure.
yeah. And Luffy, I appreciate you and
You
Rory.
as well, John. John, very consistent.
Y'all are some of my best friends on this earth. So we have a great time doing it.
For sure.
And let's keep this train rolling. Please come out and see us on Saturday.
Yeah, let's go. Go Tigers.
Shout out to the House Bar in Tigerland, Workbox LLC, Blaine Loop with Forte Realty.
Yep.
And Martine over at Workbox, as well as the Boot Crew Media Network. We are going to sweep the Alabama Crimson Tide this weekend, and we're going to have a great time doing it. Go Tigers.